Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles at home. Great thing. Favored in this game by 4. Over under is 47. Again, I think a lot of people think this game could go either way. It's Eagles minus 155 money line, Cowboys plus 130. Again, the Eagles have been the better team, but the Cowboys with Dak Prescott have played really well, and Dak Prescott has consistently won against the Eagles when he plays in these games. So that's why he's 7-1. See, I knew it was something like that, but he's 7-1 against the Eagles when he plays. So that is, again, something to look at. So we'll start with you, B. Brooks. Cowboys, Eagles, big game. Well, again, Cowboys 5-2, Eagles 7-1. What do you see in this game? How does this game turn out?
First off, I got to go with AJ again. He keeps the streak going. You know, right now he's at 6 games of over 125 yards or more. Right now his over is 81.5. I think that's a safe bet that he gets that. So that I'm just gonna start off with that first. Jalen Hurts, I'm gonna go with the over 250 yards, 250.5 passing yards. I think he does that. Also, what's really making me mad is the fact that I can't confidently go in and say, all right, DeAndre Swift, 56.5 yards rushing. I can't be confident with that when I should be able to be very confident in that. Very confident in that. I don't quite understand the Jalen Hurts over 30.5 rushing yards. He hasn't been running. He has a knee bruise right now, so I would go with the under with that for 30.5. This game's gonna be good, man. Kind of a bet that I would just entertain.
Spread is 3 now, by the way.
Yeah. Eagles win. I'm not worried about spread or anything. They're gonna win. I think they're gonna win by double digits also.
Oh,
yeah, but
oh wow.
Yeah, but the CD Lamb 73.5. They have stepped up against the premier wide receivers in the league. This may be the one time that they don't. I think
CD destroys the Eagles.
Right. So
CD always plays well against the Eagles.
They go against top tier talent and they usually shut them down. This is a game where I think CD Lamb gets over 73.5 yards receiving.
Okay, Deb, what you think in this game?
The Eagles. If there's 2 things, I think the Eagles will win. So I'll start off with that. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be very stressful for us here in Philadelphia.
Yes.
But I do think the Eagles will come out on top ultimately. 2 areas concern me in this game, looking at it from the Eagles' perspective, and one of them is the Eagles' secondary. Darius Slay and James Bradbury, and a lot of the guys, even though they have Howie has brought in reinforcements like Kevin Byard. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop someone like CeeDee Lamb, who does seem to torch the Eagles every time he plays them. And the Eagles secondary just let, the Washington Commanders and Sam Howell kind of throw the ball all over them. And they also cannot make mistakes. The Eagles are turning the ball over way too often. Yep. And with the Cowboys' rate of, taking the ball away, they lead the league in defensive touchdowns this season. There's just no room for that. There's no room for error, and there's also no room for settling for field goals. So I think as long as the Eagles play a clean game, they can win. Barrett, I also agree with you on A.J. Brown. I know everyone's saying like, oh, well, no, it could be a big game for Devontae Smith or Julio Jones or another receiver because the Cowboys are going to lock down A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was locked down against the Commanders. Right. And in previous games so far this season, you just can't stop him. He is on fire. So I like A.J. Brown's over props. And I also like DeAndre Swift having a good game because I think the Eagles are going to have to kind of go back and rely on that run a lot in this game to control the clock and to hold a lead. So
from your mouth to God's ears, please run DeAndre Swift, please.
Please. And not Kenny Gainwell, please.
Right.
See, I'm gonna have to pat myself on the back a little bit. I was texting y'all during the game against Washington because y'all laughed at me when I said, no, this Washington game is going to be close.
Right.
And it was close the entire time. Then the end, they go up by 2. I'm like, y'all are right now for wrong reasons. Then they scored and it made it a push. So we were both right and wrong at the same time. But with that said, I believe it was a tighter game than you guys thought it was going to be. And I think this is going to be. Yeah, I think this is going to be the same. I'm actually, y'all going to be mad, picking the Cowboys to win this game.
What?
I'm picking the Cowboys to actually come on. I think this Dak Prescott being 7-1 against the Eagles is a real thing. I think CeeDee Lamb always getting off against the Eagles is a real thing. And I think they have a problem with the Dallas Cowboys consistently. Again, regular season. I think the Cowboys regular season and playoffs are two totally different teams. I really like the Cowboys as a regular season team. If they play the Eagles in the playoffs, they get their doors blown off. But I like the Cowboys. I like Dak Prescott going over 249.5. What did that guy in Washington do?
Right.
What Sam Howell do?
That's
Dax and so you gonna tell me a quarterback who always plays great against the Eagles can't do the same thing? I know a lot of people like to make fun of Darius Slay in this city, but James Bradbury's been getting lit up too. Right? Like both those cornerbacks have had several games this year where you're like, yo, my man's getting lit. So is CeeDee Lamb not going to do that? Right? So I like Dak to go over 249.5. I like CeeDee Lamb to go over 73.5. And I like it to be over 47.
Well, see, man,
I think it's going to be scoring.
That's my
I think
problem,
both
man.
teams are going to score. Again, A.J. Brown, you cannot pick A.J. Brown, but I could see Devontae Smith at the same time also getting over his number of 48.5. I think points are going to be put up in this game. So I the most confident I feel over all of this is the over. When it comes, again, I picked Dallas to win. I'm not confident in that. I think it's going to go either way. I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't think it's going to be double digits like you think, B. Brooks. But I am confident in it going over. I think, again, it's going to be a classic NFC East Eagles-Cowboys matchup.
Only thing is, man, it's a conference game. I mean, a division game. When you got division games, you just don't know, man. So a lot of times, this is one of the games where I'll say, I'm just going to throw the money out there and let it fall where it may. But this may be a bet from the heart game. You know you lose when you bet from the heart, bro.
Kevin, our producer, just said, can you make the case that the Cowboys are the better team on both sides of the ball?
No.
No.
Not even close.
No. Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback. DeAndre Swift is a better running back than Tony Pollard, at least right now. The Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb as a weapon on offense, and that's it. The Eagles have A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, all of their running backs. Their O-line, Barrett, you can weigh in here probably better than I can, but no.
You did a fantastic job. You did a fantastic job. You could just keep on going, even defensively. Yeah. I mean, you have one player, Micah Parsons, that's a difference maker. Then you got a half a difference maker in Lawrence. But when you look at the defensive line of the Eagles, they have difference makers. They can go but a rookie. I mean, rookie for rookie. Mazzy, they just got him from Michigan. Come on now, Jalen Carter's probably the best player in the draft. So this game is not going to be tight.
I would take the Cowboys defense over the Eagles defense.
Oh, what? Stephon Gilmore's old too.
Cowboys have defensively. They have Micah Parsons.
Yep.
When they played last year, that the Eagles locked him down, so it wasn't really an issue. And I will say that maybe the Cowboys have the edge when it comes to the secondary, because the Eagles secondary isn't doing.
It's not maybe, Dev.
Right now.
It's not maybe. I know. The Eagles have gotten lit
line compared to the Cowboys line.
Which I understand. I would pick the Eagles players defensive line, but as an overall defense, the Cowboys have played better than the Eagles defense. They just played consistently better. Now, if you believe one is better than the other,
locked down one of the most powerful offenses in the league already in the Dolphins game.
That is true. But the other 6 games, they've let up 390 to Kirk Cousins. They look like Sam Howell has consistently thrown 300 yards against those individuals. Like statistically, the Cowboys have had a better defense than the Eagles so far. So again, I think you would say that the Eagles have more talent on defense, but they haven't played that way so far this season, which is the reason I would go with the Cowboys in this game, because every time I look up, they are getting lit up, the Eagles defensively every time. Like that, there's something with that pass. There's a reason they had to go get Kevin Byard. Like that pass, Darius Slay, James Bradbury has been getting lit up.
Well, I mean, I do like their safeties. Malik Hooker and what's his name, Jaron Kearse. I mean, 2 really good safeties. You know what I'm saying? Like number 1 in the box. He's good. He can play, man. And Hooker's playing up at free safety, playing pretty well, disguising things and being where he's not supposed to be and then showing up, on the play. But I just think our secondary is getting a little better. And with the addition, like we're saying right now that, nobody likes Bradbury, nobody likes Slay right now. Trust me when I say you put them in better positions, allow them to play more aggressive, you'll see a more aggressive style of defense. They'll make it happen. Trust me.
They gotta play better because right now they've been getting lit up and the Cowboys defense has been again, I agree the Eagles talent wise on paper have better defense. Cowboys defense has been playing better. And the other question, Kev, before we move on, put up is does the winner of this game determine who's the best team in the NFL? No. Because the Kansas City Chiefs are still out there. So even if the Eagles lose, I'm still picking the Kansas City Chiefs to be better, way better than the Dallas Cowboys.
But
even
if
they win, I still might pick the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, come on.
What are we saying? What do you mean? The
two-time
Super Bowl winning year?
Yeah, but Steve,
what are we saying?
That was last year. That was yesterday.
That's not again.
That was yesterday. They just got beat by
the Broncos.
By the Broncos.
You believe that means anything?
They literally didn't score a touchdown against.
Do you believe that means anything?
It means.
Do you believe that means anything when playoff
time?
It
means right now the Eagles have a better record.
Playing the Eagles tight means anything? Like it's the same thing. It's game by game. We know that anything can happen in this league. Like I don't think that just because the Commanders played the Eagles tight and they let Sam Howell put up numbers doesn't mean that Dallas is going to torch them and that Dallas is a better team.
Yeah. I mean, Dallas ain't never going to be a better team than the Eagles, even if the Dallas beats the Eagles. I agree with that. My only argument is no matter what happens from this game, you can say the Eagles are the best team in football right now, but if I'm going to put my money on one team, I'm going to put my money on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, you're putting your money
real.
You're putting your money on the quarterback. That's what you're doing.
I'm putting my money on a two-time Super Bowl winner. I don't again, I know y'all Philadelphia fans. I don't know why that's crazy. That sounds crazy to anybody. I'm putting my money on a two-time Super Bowl champ. I got to. Until they get beat, that's who I'm putting my money on. That's who I have as the best team in football, especially if the record difference is only by one game.
All right, I get it.
I'm just saying. All right.